performed a surprise inspection of the remindery, making our way to a central chamber encased in glass. Upon entering the room, we connected a laser to some nodes to open a door to move further into the facility and give chase to somebody who was watching from above. Exiting the room, we were transported to the material plane and found the individual to be Marcellus' brother. Mosh destroyed the device in the center of the room, shutting down the stream of souls to the remindery, and Celicro was interrogated for a while, revealing the death of Phaneria, some information on the conveyor, and something called the catastrophe. Shortly after, Celicra assaulted the party and was defeated. After making our way inside the Petrogolem factory, we severed the connection of the factory before being pulled out of the Shadowfell and into the material plane. We were over the ocean in some sort of control tower which brought the golem from the Shadowfell into the material world. Here we met the controller of the collective, Marcellus' brother. An intense interrogation began before we broke what we thought was Celicra, but was actually a droid. He then appeared, trying to hit us with a powerful spell, but he got counterspelled. We killed him afterwards.
We entered a Shine factory disguised as OSHA inspectors at the request of Emo Homunculus Confrontation because Marcellus felt bad for schooling him at Kleptotag. Upon arriving, we come to the realization that this factory is actually the reason that the sky keeps having Pokemons, and that the owner is somewhere here. After getting lost while gawking at the realistic depictions of Central American labor, we are pointed in the right direction by a poor starving man whose name we don't even ask. The admin elevator is unfortunately through the perfume department, and the secret ingredient for the new perfume by Dior is brain-eating bacteria. The battle ends when the gang uses their Austin Powers mojo and force the brain-eating bacteria to die of hungry. The perfume department also has to DVRK of Pists in it expected. The gang at first doesn't fear them, but then they remember that Aris is vulnerable to being raped and or killed. Fortunately, Stefan is from Waterloo where the vampires hang out and he tanks that shit. After reaching the administrator room, we discover it to be none other than Marcellus' brother. He has overseen the mass production of the Sky Pokemon and DVRK of Beasts. He has watched his DVRK of Beasts from his cook room, complete with ponderable orb and balcony bed. The gang surround and question him for several minutes while Kale and Mosh peel his skin off in their mind. The squad eventually decide that this individual cannot be saved, and the only humane thing to do is let everyone get a few hits in before dismembering him as a treat. However, it is revealed that the squad has been interrogating an illusion the whole time. Brotherman has actually been cuck watching his own interrogation through a crack in his bedroom door. Ultimately, his surprise attack is useless. Brotherman is beaten senseless by every able-bodied member of the team before being humanely executed. Mosh then puts him in his lunch bag so he can have a snack later in the post-credits scene. Diallo calls the woman we left alone for 5 minutes so he can brag about his epic loot he got from the raid. He learns that while he has been annihilating top lane and is up by 45 CS, she has been turbo-feeding jungle and is currently stuck flipping the game on a Cloud Drake that has a ward on it.
We talked to Selector M in the car. We entered the remindery where we walked in circles for an Earl hour. We found an eyeball and a laser beam. Unfortunately for us, the laser was not pointed at the eye, so we were seen. We then went into the central chamber where we pretended to be the mirrors in an Archimedes death ray. After that, we met Marcellus' older brother whose mother obviously didn't love enough. Everybody except for Kale and Mo proceeded to have a coherent conversation, while edging Kale and Mosh's bloodlust. Mosh threw a temper tantrum on some control thing. Really complex name I don't remember, and then showed Marcellus' brother his deepest fear. But unfortunately, our victim was in another castle, that castle being the balcony. Due to rounds of the victim trying to do things and the wizards collectively saying no. Eventually, Mosh killed the victim via that, and then Kale got a lot of kegs of beer, and I don't remember the rest of what we found, but we rolled really low.